Blade! Oh my god, Blade. It has been taken off the Marvel release schedule for 2025. It's no longer there. Now, it, kind of makes sense. We hadn't heard any Blade news recently. We didn't hear out at Comic-Con, D23, New York Comic-Con just gone by. There's nothing about it at Brazil Comic-Con, which is Brazil D23, which is going to be 7th of November. We hadn't heard anything about it from then. So look, I think it is time to close the book on Blade. And I think Marvel has done as well, because the reports are now that they are actually just bypassing Blade and just going straight for the Midnight Suns movie. Which is kind of what we've been saying on the channel. It's like, look, if they can't get Blade done, at least try get Midnight Suns going. Yeah, it would be nice for Blade to have his own film to introduce him in, but if they can't get it, pen on paper and get it working, and they make a rubbish film, people are going to go out and see Midnight Suns. So, maybe you get this group of mystical characters together and make Midnight Suns anyway, and just go straight for it. It can work. Look, team films don't have to have individual characters set them up to come into one. It's nice when it happens, but there's films all the time with large ensemble casts where you're just meeting the characters for the first time. Yes, some characters are going to shine more than others, and Blade will probably be the lead of this film. But Kyle, do you think it's a good idea scrapping Blade? It's been delayed indefinitely, but I think that's it now. I don't think they're going to try any more with Blade. I do really think they're going to go straight to Midnight Suns. But do you think that's a good idea?
I'm going to say I don't know, and I'll say this: I don't know until Thunderbolts comes out, and we'll see, how that works. Now, the difference with this, obviously, with Thunderbolts, these are already characters that have, been established in the MCU.
Yeah, every single one of them. Some minor
Midnight
roles,
Suns,
but
yeah, in Midnight Suns though, it's a completely different story where it makes sense to have a Blade film and then you go into your Midnight Suns film. That's really what we kind of expected them to do. And the more and more that they delayed, obviously, Blade, it was like, oh, Midnight Suns, you're not going to have much time to do that, before the MCU gets reset in the because that's apparently what they're going to do after Secret Wars, like we've said before. But I don't know. Potentially, yeah. If you get a good director on it and someone who really believes in it and wants to do it, and knows how to handle all these mystical characters and these very different characters, then yeah, I say it could potentially work. I agree with you that Blade will be the lead, but it's just finding that right balance of introducing Blade, introducing these other characters, making them all work as a team, because when you introduce these characters all as a team, the audience are going to look at Blade as part of a team rather than him having his sort of solo debuts. Not to, but that being said, if they pull off the Midnight Suns film, then going forward and doing the Blade film after is going to be super easier to do, because you don't have, you've already established the character, you don't have to worry about an origin story, you can go into like a great section or great comic to adapt to the big screen for the Blade film.
Yeah, no, look, I really agree with you. And like you said, finding a great director, I mean, we reported a couple of months back that this is around about the time when Alien Romulus were just about to come out, that they are looking at Fede Alvarez to direct it. After seeing Alien Romulus, you weren't that hot on it. I mean, I think you enjoyed it, didn't you? But after seeing Alien Romulus, I'm very happy if Fede Alvarez does do Midnight Suns. Now, my only thing is, look, we're looking at it like Blade would be the lead. Who else would be in there? Moon Knight? He is such a complex, fucked up character that I love the character, but you cannot rely on him to be the lead of an ensemble movie. You know what I mean? He's very much like the Hulk. He's got the same shit going on like what the Hulk had, with like a split personality, all that sort of stuff. He would be like their Hulk counterpart. And Hulk was great in the first Avengers, and he had great stuff, but he was very much, people are going to hate me, he was very much a side character. Look, you had the main three, Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, And then you had Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow as like, still had big major roles, but wouldn't know on the big three. So I don't see Moon Knight filling one of them roles. Ghost Rider, we ain't got a Ghost Rider. Doctor Strange is going to be busy in the multiverse. So I would love them to do it, but can they do it? That's the next question.
Well, another thing as well I'd like to add is we got the Fantastic Four film coming out, which is set in a different universe. Now,
yes,
this would be a great opportunity to, test things out, test the waters a little bit. If the movie doesn't work out, it's in another universe then. Look at the Sony stuff that they're doing. With obviously Morbius at the end of that and the post-credit scene and bringing over Vulture and things like that. It doesn't matter. That film sucked, and the post-credit scene, no one counts it as that.
I think it's something to do with Spider-Man.
Yeah, some bollocks like that. But when it comes to this, I have a lot more faith when it comes to Marvel because, again, Midnight Sun, Thunderbolts is, shaping up to be something really special. And obviously with this, it's been, they've thought about it for a long, long time. This isn't just something where it's like, bring the Midnight Suns. It's like, no, we've had a plan. We've had an idea to bring them in to the MCU at some point. It's just we've not had a really great time recently, shaping it and making it work and making it all gel together.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to what Tom Holland said recently, actually, in the interview talking about, Spider-Man 4 is getting it to fit in to this big machine because Midnight Suns, it's going to be a bigger cog. And I love Spider-Man and I love the films, but I don't think Spider-Man 4 is going to have a bigger impact than Midnight Suns. I think Midnight Suns is going to have the bigger impact when it comes to being in the MCU. So getting it to fit in and work well is very, very important. And yeah, like I say, I think it's probably for the best when it comes to Blade, 100%. But it's difficult for the Midnight Suns then because then you've got to, like I say, you've got the potential issues of introducing all these new and flavorable characters that, loads of that have their own depth. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to be hard to portray that depth when you need to give everyone not an equal amount of screen time, but definitely they need to have their share in the film.
Like I say, look, it's possible. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm not talking like a big roster we see in front of us right now. Maybe like a 5-man team, 5-person team. It's possible with all these larger-than-life characters. But what I think we are looking at is if they get it wrong, this could very much be Marvel's Suicide Squad. And I don't mean in terms of characters, I mean in terms of how the film's received. Because that was another one of all these characters, putting them in, and just nothing. Now, there were some standouts, but it just didn't flow well, mesh well. But James Gunn showed you can do it if you're just meeting these characters for the first time as well, barring one, or two of them. So, it's possible. People like to think of superhero films as something completely different, and it's like, well, you need their film and their film to go into this film to set it up. You don't. It's nice if you've got that extra character and extra depth there, but you don't need it. People can watch the first Avengers film without having to watch the entirety of Phase 1. It's nice if you have, and you're like, fuck yeah, this all connects. I know where that's from, I know them. But you can watch Avengers and not have to have seen anything from Phase 1. In fact, I think the only Avengers film you have to have really watched other stuff is Endgame. I think that's the only one that relies on it a bit.
I want to say this as well.
You can.
I know you mentioned obviously Guardians of the Galaxy and like James Gunn with the Suicide Squad. I think James Gunn did an even better job when it came to the Suicide Squad.
Then he did with Guardians, yeah.
Because thing is, obviously, with that whole situation, that was very difficult to navigate, and somehow James Gunn made it work. I mean, this guy's a genius. But when you mention obviously Guardians, I I agree, but I also slightly disagree with you. Just when you mention Guardians, because as much as I love all of the Guardians characters and how they all have their own depth, they're not the big headliners, if you know what I mean. Like, not to diminish any of the characters.
But this is what I'm saying. People look at comic
Yeah.
book characters differently because the comic book characters, it is just 5 characters. You need to strip away the magnificence of it, and it's, no, let's make 5 characters work well together. That's what it boils down to. It's not, oh, these are the biggest comic book characters, so you can get away with that. Yeah, you can, and there's definitely characters in Guardians which stand out more and have more screen time, more plot relevance, like Peter, but you get people like Drax who have little moments throughout the entire 3 films, who have little moments but really build his character up in a good way. Same with Rocket, Gamora. So it's not, oh yeah, you're getting Ghost Rider, Blade, Moon Knight, Punisher, Doctor Strange, or whatever. You need to make these 5 characters work well together, but it's hard because the comic book characters, you need to make these 5 characters work together as characters. Forget the comic book bit, it's 5 characters, and people have been doing it for nearly 100 years in cinema, making ensembles work.
Yeah, no, I get that, and you know, you're right on that aspect. It's just with the Midnight Suns characters, I think there's a lot of you know, like you said, Ghost Rider,
Yeah.
and Blade. You know, these guys are a heavy hitter of, you know, set of
And
characters.
you don't want to do anyone any disservice. I get that as well. You want to
Yeah.
give everyone the time to shine.
So I mean, like I say, I think if it gets a solid director, you know, someone who's good at the ensemble stuff. Obviously, you know, you mentioned Fede Alvarez. I think he would do a really good job in the world of this. I'm not sure about the directing standpoint. I think maybe like if he's involved in some way producing it, helping with the designs and things like that, definitely. But as a director, I think I'd be more confident with someone who's done an ensemble previously, whether it be in Marvel, DC, or whatever. I mean, shit. If I could, I'd have, you know, sort of Sam Raimi or even sort of like a James Gunn.
1 minute, someone's just hit me. I probably would never do it, right? Zack Snyder's Midnight Suns.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I really enjoyed Zack Snyder's stuff, but I just don't think this is the place for it. I think he needs something else.
Yes.
In the MCU.
That was a joke, by the way.
No,
I love
know,
Zack
but
Snyder's stuff as well, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Right. Anyway, Midnight Suns, will it happen? Will it not happen? We'll have to wait and see. But fuck, it looks like Blade ain't happening. So. Wow. Wasn't that a great video? Would you agree, Kyle?
Yes, you should definitely give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed.
We are now late night TV talk show hosts who say subscribe to our channel after video because we are cool.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's kind of what we're doing, aren't we?
Mate, just commit to it.
Oh, no.
No, but don't commit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right, thanks for watching.
Yeah.